Alright, here for our run and driving video, we got our 96 F350, 1 ton with the Power Stroke and the 5-speed manual transmission. Just gorgeous paint. One thing I forgot to mention in the other video, you can see how nice that hood line is on both sides. You can see this thing's never had those hyper extended hood hinges go bad and it kinks the hood. You can see it's running nice and clean. Temperature's just starting to come up a little bit. These things do take a little while to get the temperature up, so we're gonna go ahead and hit the road. See, all the four-way lights are working. Alrighty, so it's got the tachometer. Both tanks are jammed full. You can hear the blower motor. Nice and smooth. Original stereo. Actually, it's really clear and crisp, but it is just a factory tape deck. But you look at the numbers, how crisp those things are. You know, both windows roll up and down really nice and smooth. It does clear this little cup holder as long as the thing is folded up. Both windows, fly windows, are really tight. And you can see how tight those are. They're not going to move around. So alright, we're going to go ahead and hopefully get on the highway if traffic allows. But I'm going to try to do some back roads and stuff like that. It's 5-speed manual transmission, you know, manual shift 4x4. It's got the manual shift Warren style hubs also. So me, I like to start off in second gear for the most part. First gear is pretty low, unless you're doing some towing or, you know, you're on a hill. It does sometimes grind going into second gear from first to second. And that's just a common 5-speed issue with these things. Another reason why I like to just start off in second. But you know, sometimes if you downshift from third to second, it does grind. It just makes that little chirp sound and it goes in. You never have to fight it. All the synchros are nice and tight. You can see going into third. Oh, that was going into fifth there. Going into third, it's nice and tight. So once it stays in place, you don't have sloppy forks. Really easy to drive steering. It's I mean, you can drive with like one finger on this thing going into fourth. It is not a heavy truck to drive feel-wise, you know, where you're going around corners and stuff like that. It's got a real heavy feel. And your wipers work at all speeds. Downshift into third. You know, you can see it's nice and tight going around the corners. Really solid truck, rattle-wise. It's just overall one of the cleanest and best looking F-Series of this body style that I've had. And it's going to be a hard one to let go. I love the way it looks. It always is clean inside the shop and is bright and red. Traffic is not looking hot, so hopefully we can get this thing up into fifth gear and get some RPMs going in this thing. But it pulls really nice, burns nice and clean. You can see it's idling just super smooth. No rough idle or cackle or anything. I'm starting off at second, just driving like normal, you know, not gonna slam the up to 3,500 RPMs or anything. Going into fourth, but clutch feels excellent. It's right where it should be, nice and firm. It lifts off, not at the floor, not up in your kneecaps. So it feels good. There's fifth gear. It just drives really nice. I mean, this thing is just absolute butter to drive. You see the temperature starting to work its way up. But you can see how beautiful this paint job is. It's just always nice to drive a truck with no cracks. It's got a little stone chip right there, easily fixable. And I have a truck that's got a nice clear window with a nice, beautiful, bright, shiny paint coming back at you. I'm going to jump off the highway here. I'm going to go ahead and downshift into fourth. Then I'm going to downshift all the way down so you can see what that looks like and feels like. And then I'm going to do some back roads. I got some patchy patch jobs. So I'm going to go ahead and let off the fuel. brakes nice and straight, nice and smooth. I'm gonna go ahead and go into third, bringing it down. Well, a little early on the second gear, but just was running out of space there trying to show you. So we'll go ahead and go into third here. And then my downshift in a second again. I'm just gonna putt. But you can see this road's got a bunch of patches. Gonna soak it up. Potholes here. Nice and solid. Another spot. So I'll drop her down on the RPMs here. Drop the speed down. I'm gonna go ahead and just downshift it in a second. And you'll hear it does grind a little bit. It doesn't always. It depends on where you have your foot on the clutch. But I'll also stop here, and you can see it stops nice and straight and smooth. And I'm gonna go ahead and start off on first, and that's pretty much it. I mean, you're at 2,000 RPMs at 10 miles an hour, and that's going into second, no grind. Third gear, fourth gear. So I'd say it's probably 50% of the time, you know, probably rushing it a little bit on the downshifts from third to second, trying to do this video and not bore you guys. So there's going into third, nice tight corners. You can see the steering wheel wants to recover to center position, which always shows, you know, ball joints and steering box. If it's an old slush box, it's not going to recover. It's just going to basically stay pointed in the direction you left it. So alright, so this beauty is nowadays finding a truck under 250,000 miles is extremely hard to find, but and that was going into second, you know, just a little bit. That was more normal what you get, but finding one of these 7.3s, because they only really made them from 95, 6, and 7. They made them half of 94, of course, but just finding, I mean, they're going to be anywhere from 21 to 24 years old, and finding them with under 250,000 miles is one thing, but finding them with how clean the bed size is on this truck, how clean the interiors and underside, untouched, tampered, no intake, no chip, no injectors, which can be fun stuff, but it's really nice finding just untouched, unmolested originals, just well kept and baby trucks. It's just in incredible condition, and I hope it goes to a loving new home. So good luck.